A lot of things can go wrong with him. Here's Kodiak, the second machine. Look at the snow on this thing.
Mark didn't have time to brush the snow off his truck, and there's 2 inches of snow on that hood.
They are staged outside the monster trucks. He's got to be 43.21 seconds. Look at him, straight up and down as the snow flies off. He stalls momentarily on the top, then comes off.
He's not holding back, even though the damage that is possible from hitting the cars that hard.
That's right.
He's been doing this for 4 years, and at 24 years old, Mark started pretty early at this career.
He's got to beat a 43.21 of Hercules. This is Kodiak, Mark Bendler, 87 GMC, 496 Chevy engine. Wasting a lot of time here, Mark. He's going to get a run at it. The rubber in the tire is very brittle because it's been outside for several hours in the snow. And he stops on the top. And that is the second, so it is an official run. We'll get the clocking, the time for Kodiak.
As soon as they hit the second set of cars, that stops the clock.
That's
so
right.
They could pose on there.
Yep, and they do. Kodiak, looks like he's from Kodiak, Alaska, doesn't it? Kodiak with all that snow on top of him. He's got to beat a 43.21. He gets a 40.86. Mark Bendler, not too bad.
Out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, Mark Bendler, the owner-driver, an 87 GMC Sierra Classic monster truck.
He may make his living by driving a monster truck now, but he said he did a lot of welding to make that money to pay for that thing, and even got a loan from the bank.
He comes over it like he is not taking prisoners. Mom telling you this guy is on the gas. Comes right around up against, almost kisses the wall, spins around, and now puts the pedal to the metal.
He definitely took the long way around that far-end turn.
Boy,
whoa!
up in the mud also, and that could be a problem.
I think he decided to take a shortcut because he took the long cut earlier.
Crowd likes it anyway. Kodiak out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. And the clocking, 23:16. 23.16 seconds with a Kodiak there.
Shave some flags off of your time.
Here's a look back at it. It's straight up and down. You can see the flash bulbs go off. The crowd loves this. They come out to see these monster trucks and look at them flatten the cars. Bouncing up and down like a basketball.
He likes to run those shorter tires too. You can run less air in them, get better traction, and it worked.
This is the
We got Kodiak versus the Lone Ranger. Kodiak, the big Chevrolet, sitting on the inside track. Gary Bowers, the Lone Ranger, on the outside. This is a tremendous race. Both of these guys are super tough. I'm going to make my way out trackside to get a little vantage point on it.
Okay.
It's going to be close, Ken Brew. Let's watch them.
Good shot of the Lone Ranger there. He will be on the near track. On the far track is Kodiak. Here we go. And it's Kodiak who takes the lead first. Turns wide on the near side. Lone Ranger on the far side, slow to turn. Kodiak should hit the cars first.
Kodiak
Here we go.
runs at them hard.
Oh!
Kodiak gonna take it.
He's got it. He's got it. He is over the line before the Lone Ranger even hits the cars.
Well, it was Kodiak's race all the way.
Just a superb run by Kodiak, who, as we said, Mike, hit the cars, or I should say was finished before the Lone Ranger ever hit the cars.
Mark Bender did an outstanding job when he left that starting line. He covered a hole shot all the way around. Evened up a little bit on the turns, but Mark really got a good hole shot on the turn. He straightened out a lot quicker, and he really hammers it hard going into that front straightaway. Kodiak up in the air, watching the time will start. The winner is determined when the tires come down and cross that white line. And look at that Gary Bauer, all the air in the world, but just a little bit too much. Couldn't get it off the ground enough to get over the cars quick enough to make up some lost time on that starting line.
Mike, you're down right at trackside. Can you hear those cars crush as the monster trucks go over them?
Kim Brew, you can actually just hear the metal distorting over them very, very fast. These guys are really going to have to hammer hard to pull a win out tonight.
Jeff Baitner pulled the upset in hot stuff, knocking off Bigfoot, and now he tries his luck against Kodiak. Kodiak outdoing the Lone Ranger before.
Jeff Bainter out of Yakima, Washington. You gotta know that he's awful proud of it.
Here we go.
See if he can pull another one. It's close. Bainter is in the lead. Jeff Bainter is in the lead. The little short Jeep makes another tremendous turn. He's going to do it. The little Jeep, he slows up just a little bit. He's going to pull it out on the end. Here comes Kodiak.
Yeah.
He's got a Kodiak. He does it.
Hot stuff has done it again. He is outdueled Kodiak. Hot Stuff moves to the finals.
Ken Brew, the secret on the Hot Stuff truck. Not only is the truck performing well tonight, and is Jeff doing a great job of driving it. But
Mike, I was going to say, when we look at this again, you'll see just a hairpin turn here. This is where he wins it.
This is where he's making up all the time in the world. He's got the lead and got the whole shot. But the little short wheelbase truck, watch the way it gets around the turn. It's instant turn, and he's headed back for the cars. He can drop on the throttle a lot quicker. Now this time he backs just a little bit before he hits the cars, lets out of it just a hair, kind of makes sure everything's lined up. In his first race, he did not do that. When he went up against Bigfoot, he knew there was not enough time. He took the gamble, and it paid off for him tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the Silver Dome in Pontiac, Michigan. We're ready for the start of monster truck competition here at the U.S. Hot Rod Association Mud Racing and Monster Truck Spectacular. As you can see, the two different tracks in our side-by-side racing. Track 1, the farthest away from the camera, is Mark Bendler out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, driving the incredible GMC Kodiak. And in the near lane, the boss from Southern California, Todd Blazer, sponsored by AM/PM Stores. Side-by-side start to this first battle in the first round of eliminations, and it looks like Bendler comes down off the cars first, and Kodiak takes the first matchup win over the AM/PM boss. Shelley Herman, Mark Bendler's always a tough one.
Well, you know, he's on the road 38 weeks out of each year, and it's with that kind of dedication, it's no wonder that he's a winner.
Well, I'll tell you, Mark Bendler has a lot of enthusiasm going at this event because just a couple of weeks ago, he won the first ever indoor monster truck race in the state of Wisconsin in front of his hometown fans in Milwaukee with this kind of performance. On the replay, look at that landing. A lot of air under this machine, and even though it was a little bit sideways on the landing, Bendler still drives out of it beautifully. And by the way, that supercharged big block Chevrolet in that thing is one of the most powerful motors in monster truck racing. Here you see Blazer in the AMP Superboss getting a little bit out of shape when he hits the cars, if only because it looked like he didn't have enough power when he hit them. We're back at the U.S. Hot Rod Association Monster Truck and Mud Racing Spectacular. This is Brett Kettner along with Shelley Herman, and Shelley, we're into the semifinals of monster truck action. To kick it off, it'll be the Star Monster Chevrolet of the one and only Dan Tassone. The New Yorker taking on the incredible Kodiak of Mark Bendler out of Wisconsin. We pointed out earlier, Shelley, that Kodiak and Bendler are ready to win this thing. They're on a roll.
And unlike what we just saw at the side-by-side competition, this one is for keeps. We will eliminate one car. It'll then go on to the finals.
That's right. The winner of this one gets a final round berth. Waiting patiently on the starting line for the flagman there. Good side-by-side start. Bendler pulls out about a half-truck lead by the hit. Sideways again as Bendler is all over the track, but takes a clean win on that one. Shelley, Bendler has been driving his way through these rounds. Unbelievable.
You got to do that. He just keeps his foot down, hammers it through, and even got his car a little muddy.
Yeah, when you get into that mud, those things are impossible to handle, and those wet tires will slide all over this concrete floor, but Bendler handled it beautifully. Like I said, about a half-car lead off the starting line. Here we take a look at Tassone, who is doing his best to keep up. Beautiful, beautiful launch. Lots of air under the machine. He lands on the third car, nails the throttle again, and gets a little bit sideways off that last forward underneath, and then bounces hard. At that point, Bendler was trying to keep it straight. Here you see the Kodiak, 5 feet above those cars, but watch him come down sideways again. Although he braced himself in the cockpit a little bit better this time. Look at this thing, nose up, sideways, and airborne all at once. Now taking two tremendous hits. Look at him fighting that wheel to try and keep it straight. Tremendous journey to determine the Monster Truck Championship. And this is maybe a lopsided battle here, Shelley, as the Kodiak of Mark Bendler has been literally driving past his opponents. Jake Heinke in the Pennsylvania-based Aces High small block Chevy-powered monster machine, the El Camino, got here by the luck of his opponent's breakage when Dave Marquardt's incredible Excalibur broke after winning the semi. This is going to be interesting.
Jake has a lot of experience. I wouldn't be surprised if he could pull it out.
It would be a major upset, and it would certainly stun Mark Bendler. They're ready for the flag. The starter checking each driver. The flag goes up. Here we are, the monster truck final. Bendler, the first one hit the cars. Heinke starts to make up the distance, and a tremendously close battle. Man, Jake Heinke really gave a great representation of small block Chevy power, but Mark Bendler in the incredible Kodiak takes it. And like we said, Bendler's on a roll. There he is, waving to the crowd. They love this truck.
As you can see, as soon as he hits the cars, he gets the tremendous amount of height that he needs, and it was just that extra bit of oomph They got him over the top because Jake was breathing down on him real hot and heavy.
It's interesting in every round. Look at that incredible bounce. Again, Bendler thrown almost out of the cockpit. You have to remember that most of these guys prefer to stay down low to the ground. Bendler was actually using his air height, as you pointed out, to clear those cars rather than drive over them. Jake Heinke, what a launch. He was going to try the same through the air method of clearing these cars. But again, he gets sideways. Look at the exhaust headers bouncing on that landing. That thing has taken a hit. And despite the bouncing just a few feet behind the supercharged big block Chevy GMC called Kodiak.